Hi, I'm John Thomas.
And I'm Jim Thomas, the Salsa Twins. We're from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're at the El Pinto restaurant, which has been established since 1962. Our folks started it in 1962. This is third generation recipes from our grandmother, Josephine Chavez Griggs, from the southern part of New Mexico. Our family actually coined the name New Mexican Food back in 1939, the first New Mexican food restaurant ever.
We grew up here. We grew up here in this big establishment here, like a ranch. It was just every time we walked outside the door, we had something to do, whether it's washing dishes, pulling weeds, or picking up papers in the parking lot. So it's got growing up in a ranch. Anyway, it's in our blood. We wake up every morning thinking about chili. We're right now we seat 1,000 people. We started off at 50 seats back in '62, and we grew it up to 1,000 seats now. And we're also in the stores in over 50 states, in over 8,000 stores. We consider what we're doing here is unique to salsa. We figure we are the underdog of the competition. We compete with big companies, much larger than us, but we've been able to go ahead and make our niche. And our mission statement is always have the best food that our grandma's recipes and to serve that to the masses.
And to this day, actually, our folks started the place in '62 and had no sort of advertising besides word of mouth. And to this day, it's just word of mouth and advertising. Our salsa has been in the White House. Our food has been feeding the most discriminating palate since 1939. And it's fed from presidents to actors to stars to rock stars to Mick Jagger. Let us show you our production plant.
Here we are standing outside the factory. One thing unique about this plant is that everything we've built here has been used equipment. We've never been able to afford new equipment, so we take the equipment and we modify it to our needs. The first thing we bought, looking far ahead, was this cooling tower here, and that's unique. That's a screen machine because it recycles all our water. But that's one of the machines I got out of the actually in the salvage yard. Let's go on forward here, and we'll show you right on through. I'm going to walk you through the whole procedure. This is one of our most popular products here. It's a salsa, and we use a heirloom seed. All of our products are heirloom seeds, and it's a very unique flavor. It's, like I said, it's all the recipes from my grandma, Josephine Chavez Griggs, and it's a that's the important thing is from the farm. It starts at the farm, and we bring it right to the table. And we are vertically integrated so that everything is we watch everything from the seeds to the farm to the production. Here's where we actually do the mixing of our products. We take the frozen product, our chilies, and we mix it with all the ingredients, tomatoes, spices, and so forth. If we get a view here, we'll show you
This tank is like 40 degrees temperature. The fuel down here is chilled. And then within a minute and a half at the most, it's up to 190 degrees. And then from there, we immediately start cooling it. Once we put the cap on, it gets cooled within 20 minutes. It keeps the product very fresh that way.
We're on the top of the factory. We're looking down at the production line here. This is where we start. We offload the jars, and then from there, it's completely automated. It makes it very efficient and a consistent product. So it goes from here to the filler, multiple head filler, into a capper. We'll go down there and we'll get a better view of this. This is what I do daily. I come in here and I check everything out. We have a great team of people. We have a handful of people that worked here for years. And what you're looking at right now is the offloading of the jars, the depalletizing. And they go into this, they come from here, they go into a steamer which sterilizes the jars, pre-cleans the jars, and then from there it goes into a multiple head filler. And that filler you're looking at is actually one of our we bought that from one of our big competition competitors, and we took it and we put it to good use. It's our green philosophy. So from here, these are all filled at 180 degrees. 180 degrees plus, and then from here it goes into a steam capper. And at this point, we're getting ready to cap. Now, the whole process starts up here in the mixing tanks, which we saw earlier, and then from there it goes into a series of heat exchangers, and then from that point it goes to a thermometer, a temperature gauge that allows the PLC. Once it's up to temperature, the PLC will open up a valve and drop it into the multiple head filler, which you see right here. right over there. And then from there it gets the capping done, the steam capping. And if you see right now, these jars are 180 degrees plus, very hot. And from that point, we take them and we take it and chill them as soon as possible, because what we want is we want to take and bring the product up to temperature as quickly as possible and drop it as quickly as possible. This gives us the freshest product possible. And here's the cooling chamber here. And this is that circulation of water, the green machine that evaporates the hot molecules, goes down through here. It takes about 20 minutes to get through here. But once you reach the end, it's at 90 degrees. Right here. Producing 4,000 cases a day, about 24,000 jars a day. And that's about a 10-hour shift. Here we're approaching the part where they do the case packing. And this machine is a unique machine because this is one of our machines we got off of eBay for 10 cents on the dollar. And it's our green philosophy where we, rather than buying new equipment, we use used equipment and we modify it to our needs. It saves us money, plus it's also a good philosophy, I believe, in this day and age, rather than have to go ahead and just scrap stuff. My dad hired this young lady when she was 18 years old. This is some years ago, and now she's running our factory. And she's grown with the company. She's typical of a lot of our employees here that have grown with us, and it's just a pleasure and it's just gratifying to have someone to grow up and share this great time we're having here.
How many years have you been around Pinto?
27.
27 years.
27 years. Oh, you just told her your age. Here's where I spend a lot of my time. This is where all the magic's done, where we do all our fabricating. Right here you look at a machine that roasts 30 tons of chili a day, and it's about 10 times more efficient than any machine out there right now. It uses the steam, it uses the heat from the oven, and it uses a convection oven principle. We developed this whole machine here. Come on in, we'll show you the rest of the... So here's a machine here that we're getting ready to put online. It does 200 cups a minute of this individual servings and so forth. And this is the same philosophy. We got this thing off the internet on an auction for 10 cents on the dollar, and it's quite a new machine, but we will have to do some modifying to it because it used to a cup that was 3 or 4 times this size. But this is where I have a lot of interest in. My dad was a mechanical engineer from start, and we kind of grew up. My brother and I grew up in that type of mindset with methodically doing things and looking at things, and mechanical stuff doesn't scare us. We enjoy doing it, and it fit good with the food industry. We're able to go ahead and build these equipment and keep the same food profile without changing the profile. We modify the equipment, so it's come in handy.
Let's talk chili. So we've been in the chili business all our lives. We grew up, we're 3 years old, and we know all about chili. We know how it should taste, how it should not taste, how it should look, how it should be roasted, and we actually have a PhD in chili itself. And New Mexican food is built around just the very basics of the New Mexican green chili and red chili. It's the same plant, it's just the red is in the ripe stage. And all the recipes are surrounded by that. It's a staple in New Mexico is New Mexican food, and New Mexico is one of the only states that has food named for it's called by its own state name, by New Mexican food. Our chilies are pretty much handcrafted. The way we go ahead and we roast, we actually provide the farmers with the seed to start with, and then from there we help them with the fertility program using our kitchen scraps that we collect from the restaurant and feed it to our vermiculture farm, and then taking that, which is called the excrements from that, which is called lechette, and giving it to our chili farm to go ahead and apply it to the fields, either do it drip or dress it some way. But that's very important, to make sure you get the right nutrients to your chili to start with. And the way we roast and process our chili, we roast it and peel it all by hand. No one does that in the industry. That's unheard of, actually. But El Pinto still does that, roast it and peels all by hand. We're doing over 1.2 million tons of raw product of green chili a year right now. And then our red chili, the way we do it too, we process it. We actually extract the skin from it and the seeds and just use the meat of the chili. It's a very expensive way to do it, but you taste it in the richness of the chili. It was just a natural thing that happened. Being that my dad being a mechanical engineer and my mom being in the food business, hospitality, we had both sides to it. So we're really happy to be in the food business and working on the hospitality part. And then when it came to the opportunity to go ahead and actually get into manufacturing, we really excelled at that. And so we built a factory. Well, we started off actually pouring salsa by the pitcher at a time, and jar at a time. And then we opened up started the factory about 3 years later when we found that our salsa was the most popular salsa in green chile, New Mexico. It took about 3 years to go ahead and overtake the market here. We even outsell the national brands like the big companies. Yeah. Don't mention any names, but we do here in the state. We outsell them all. If you go look at some of the sections in stores, we'll have 4-foot sections where we're predominantly the major salsa and green chili sauce in the market out here. But the economy, how it's affected our business, well, the turndown happened about 2.5 years ago, and my twin brother and I saw it coming, so we prepared ourselves for that. We did some refinancing and all that, but we really didn't have to. Our business has been excelling ever since. It's just, when things turn down, people are just looking for, instead of trying to cheapen your product, we actually spent more money on it, bringing more quality product, ensuring the quality. The employees took more care, and so our business is up. We're up quite a bit. We've been up for 2.5 years now, and so we have no complaints. In fact, we're enjoying the economy as it is right now.
Growing up as a family business on the same piece of property for nearly 50 years, it's become it's a cottage industry. We've taken the restaurant business and now we're into the salsa business, selling jars of salsa and green chili in 50 states and in 8,000-9,000 stores. So it's been a progressive growth and organic growth, and it's a cottage industry which is unique in salsa, I believe, and the way we've mechanized the whole plant and so forth, and using machines that have been used before and modify them to fit our fruit profile, and we feel it's kind of a natural growth, organic growth.
And that part about having the hospitality from my mom's side and the mechanical part from my dad, that just led us to be more mechanical. When my dad opened the restaurant in 1962, he never had any mechanics come in. He was always fixing things, and John and I were right there holding the tools for him, watch him. So that taught us a lot.
If you think about it, we got the left side from our dad and the right side from our mom, right? I mean,
the thought process, I guess.
Yes, the hospitality from my mom and the mechanical part from our dad.
And we've been blessed being in the food business. My mom said it was always an act of grace being to serve good food like that. And it's one of the biggest things is the resources and the people you meet, and that's been so helpful for us. All the people we've met and help us, and that see that we have the passion for what we do, and try to help you out themselves. And we've been very blessed with that. So very fortunate.